How are you? I'm John, and my wife Terry and I have had lots of questions from our friends, both local and distant friends and family and relatives. How do we get rid of our, well, for lack of a better word, poop out of our RV? I had to actually do that. As you can see, you can hear it dumping, and there's no leaks. It goes right into this. Water makes its own level, so the tank is up high, about the level here, and this tank's down low. So everything that can flow will flow right down into here. Now, if for some reason I run out of room in my tank down here and there's still stuff left here, I can close it off. It's stopped, and I don't think, oh, there it goes. I bet you can probably imagine what that might have been, stopping up the thing. Somebody probably had a little hard time on the toilet earlier, so anyway, you get the idea. And
slow. When we decided to move out here, we had big dreams. We still do. We want a milk cow, we want dairy goats, and we want sheep for wool, and maybe a llama for their to make yarn, and all those great things. But we can't manage all that right now. We still have little kids, and we're homeschooling, and Dad's working full-time as a public school teacher. He commutes 47 minutes one way, and we want a garden. Geez, we want a garden so bad, but this is, we're 60 plus days into this, and so we decided that this year we were going to focus on planting berry bushes and fruit trees.
Hey, this is Mom at a Typical in the Woods. I just wanted to come in and tell you some projects that we're doing today. We are hot.
all right. And we are in.
Woo!
All right, so this is the second Mother's Day gift I gave my wife. The first one was I put water into the RV for her so she could take a shower on property. And the second one was I take this emergency window and I put in window AC because the AC on the roof doesn't work very well and it's not very efficient. And this one, well, it is, and it works.
Okay, so here's the real deal about our life, is that I can touch one end of the cabinet to one end of the cabinet, and that is the length of workable space that we have. So we weren't home yesterday and yesterday all day. And so every dish, this is every dish we own, is dirty. So you get to see that some of these probably have science experiments on them and they don't smell too pleasant. And it's a great day to see how we get every dish washed in a timely fashion.
I was filling up my water bottles today, as you can see, very slow pressure from my water bottles, and that's because I wanted to give my daughter a lesson also about water pressure and how it works. So most of you have city water, and city water comes from a big water tower, and the water tower is way up in the air, and the reason why it's so far up in the air is because it needs water pressure, and water pressure is gained by the number of feet it is above the ground and above the point in which your water enters your house. And that's how you get about 60 to 80 pounds per square inch of water. Now, as you can see, my water from this tank is not very high up. I'm only talking about 2 feet, so I don't have a lot of water pressure. But I want to show you something. The science lesson I was teaching my daughter was the fact that water makes its own level. And so when I told her that, she's like, what does that mean, Dad? I'm like, well, when you have water in a hose and you have water in another vessel and they're connected, the water in the hose will meet the water in the vessel. So I'm going to explain to you. See, the water is flowing because it's below the level of the vessel. But as I raise it up and get it above the level of the water on the tank, see, it's above, it's not flowing. But as you can see, when I come down below the level of the vessel, the water will start flowing again. That's why water makes its own level. Anyway, so it was fascinating to tell her because I thought she knew it and she didn't, and it was a really cool lesson. Anyway, I learned science out on the farm too. So So we were still in the RV at the time, and I still know where this elderberry patch is, and I would love to go out there and get some more elderberry in the near future. They should be ripe about now, but the friend that introduced me to this little patch, he said that they're about half and half. Part of them are ripe, part of them are not ripe. But it's a glorious patch. When I say glorious, we're talking about only God could make something that big. We're talking elderberries in abundance. The bridge at the major road, the major thoroughfare that goes through where we live, or where we moved away from the woods, there were so many elderberries I could make, just if I had enough, I could probably pick 15 to 25-gallon buckets of elderberries, and there'd still be more to pick. It would take me all day, but yeah, you probably looked right there. You could see that some of those weren't all ripe. You see the process I use. I'm teaching my son. It's a fork, and it's that simple. It's really easy to do. You can see the bottom of that 5-gallon bucket was already filling up, and yeah, there was a lot of elderberries that year. Really, really enjoyed finding that patch.
We're gonna be doing hay and how you keep your plant's roots covered. So this is what you need to do. You need a pitchfork and a rake, like one of those rakes from Lowe's, you know? Yeah, okay. So just watch me. No, don't touch it.
So
Boy, that little 29-foot RV was sure cozy, but we were so thankful to get this.
it was a 29-foot. The old one was 25-foot.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it was great because we had room for everybody to sleep in.
Yeah,
it.
we had a bedroom door.
Yep.
We had a bathroom door.
Yep. And we still had our little doggy S'mores who'd like to sleep on our pillows.
Yeah. And our kids had 4 bunk beds.
Yeah, they had their own bed. Even our youngest daughter, that was her bed right there. We
Yeah, the
folded it down.
couch.
She would sleep there every night, and she would make us unfold it and fold it back up every day. We even had room for the grandkids if we wanted to with the other table. But yeah, there is the little bunk room at the end of it.
Our kids were so excited to have that bunk room.
Yeah.
Like, it was like
It was
the best day ever for
It was
them.
gold for them. It got really hot back there, but they didn't care because they had their own space, and to them that was extremely important.
Yeah.
We were working on putting curtains on each one of those. When
I was really sad whenever I had a huge asthma attack and we discovered mold.
yeah, there was mold.
Because I'd have loved to take this on the road.
Yeah, that was kind of the intention. If you watch this video back when we actually aired it, it talks about how we were excited about road schooling our kids in this
Yeah.
RV.
And it had a full kitchen.
I can't believe I'm showing this ugly bathroom. We
In
put
the
all our dirty
bathroom?
clothes in there.
We
The
did.
shower didn't work, and you can't see, but the damage from the roof is right there, and it was pretty extensive. We didn't know it was as bad as it was, but that caused a lot of mold in the place, and it really was
A full
difficult.
kitchen and a sink. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to having that again.
Yeah,
for
that would
sure.
be really nice. We really would like to do that one day. I was excited to get water on there, even though we didn't have water on our property. I would get my tanks filled up next door, and I had a water pump, and I'd pump it straight into the RV, and so we would have water.
That was
And
really nice. Yes.
It was nice.
Yeah.
We
It
even had a
got
water
really-
heater. Yeah, it was awesome.
We even had hot water. It got really hot in the summer though. The RV AC couldn't keep up with Texas heat. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how we'd do that if we ever RV full time on the road.
Well, I look at it from this perspective. I don't think the RV heater would have kept up if we were up in Minnesota, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
We'd have to find some temperate climate.
Yeah. I miss living in an RV. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was definitely cooler than what we're doing right now. But, things change. And
3. Hey everybody from Central Texas on this gorgeous, semi-cool, hot morning from a table full in the woods. We wanted to play along with the Red Barn and Camo and Feathers for their Saturday morning hashtag Love My Farm. And this morning we wanted to share with you why we love our farm.
we love our farm because we share it with our favorite people. John.
And I'm Terry.
Welcome to A Table Full in the Woods.
Grab a cup of coffee.
And you can watch some of our adventures as we raise 5 kids in an almost off-grid lifestyle.
Hey, so we're back on YouTube. Yep.
Been just a little while.
Just a little bit. It's kind of been a really long year for us.
Yeah, we're kind of
in over our heads, if y'all want to know the truth. We needed to kind of focus on
us.
Our vision,
Yeah,
our voice, what we wanted to share and what we didn't want to share. Anyway, but we're back. And we have a vision and we know our voice. And we wanted to come back on YouTube with our story. That's the first video we wanted to share with you.
How did we become a table full in the woods? It goes back to our whole
wedding
relationship. Our wedding night, pretty much.
Yeah?
Terry felt that she was born to have children. And on our honeymoon, we began trying to have children. And the honeymoon came, and the honeymoon went.
And we moved to Nashville.
And we were still trying to have kids.
1 year passed, and no babies. And 2 years passed, and okay. We kind of had it in the back of our heads that
something was up.
Maybe it was John, right?
Yeah.
Because he was old at 32.
Oh, give me a break. When we got married, I was 32.
So the 3rd year came, and I was kind of getting desperate, and so we found a clinic. And the clinic ran a test on John first.
I was fine.
I still didn't give up the fact that he was old.
Well, and then
so
they went ahead and
turn.
tested her, and
yep, so it was my turn. So anyway, they found out it was me, that I was actually broken. So the fertility doctor says, well, you can adopt, or you can have in vitro. So
we pursued adoption. Yeah. We went and talked to some people and realized
at $30,000.
Yeah, we couldn't afford it. There's no way.
That feels like selling babies.
Right.
We had to accept the fact that we couldn't have kids.
Well, when a person feels like their whole mission on earth was to have children, and to have that whole mission shattered by the reality of a doctor's diagnosis, you know, I mean, anybody would struggle with it.
Let me tell y'all what saved us. Jesus. Let me tell y'all about missionaries in America today. You know where I found Jesus? In a smoke room.
At Walmart.
Smoking my cigarettes.
That's right.
Smoking my cigarettes. But there was a lady who was bold and who decided that was her mission field. I gave up my cigarettes. Smoke. Stopped drinking. You know, now I might have a glass of wine. We got our life together. We got good jobs. We cleaned up our act. We started having real marriage instead of pretend marriage. And
we started learning what the marriage covenant was about. Not just about being together because we loved one another, but because God ordained it. And that was a new concept to us. And the more we pursued Jesus, the more we realized that, you know, anything is possible through Jesus' name. God can change anything.
And I finally broke down and went to the Father with truth. See, even though he knew my truth, he wanted me to come to him with truth. And so I did. So I started weeping one day in prayer, and I let it out. I let all my anger out. I let all my frustrations out. And y'all know what happened? I got shut up by the Father. I've never been silenced like that before or after.
We were being told by the powers and principalities that we would never have children, simply because the world tells you can't have children. That doesn't mean that God can't allow that to happen.
Right. And so during that moment with the Father, I had 2 visions. One was that I was going to have 6 children. In fact, my children were sitting around an oval table, and there were 6 chairs, and every chair was full. It was a table full of children. And I knew that was our family, and that would be our family. And he showed me a vision of healing, that he would heal me. And I walked that, I believed that, with every fiber of my body for the next 3 years. And one day, y'all know what happened? One day, my period was late.
I was just as broken as she was emotionally, because, you know, being in love with someone that wants to have your children, it's all you can do. You want them to be happy.
So, yeah. So after 6.5 years of infertility, I was pregnant. And little did I know that we would have a son. And he was healthy and beautiful, and we were so happy. But just 12 weeks later, guess what happened, folks?
12 weeks after we had our son, we got pregnant again.
Yeah, we got pregnant, right? And the miracle is that after 6.5 years of infertility, we not only had one baby, we had 2 babies in the same calendar year.
That weren't twins.
And over the course of the next 7 years, we had 6 babies.
Right.
Yeah, 6 babies. After all those years of not being able to have babies. And baby number 5 is in heaven.
We had a celebration, I think it was Thanksgiving. We had all the children and the grandkids, and all had them around the table. And
There were how many? Let's see, 7 and 2.
7 to 9 kids and us 2, all in the same picture. So it was definitely a table full. So.
Hey, so we're gonna give you a smidge of a tour of our tiny house on a new project that we did. You just saw in the scan that I just did that we now have a wall in our tiny house. Actually, what we did was we took 4 doors and we made a wall, a collapsible wall, that is a divider. So I want to show you what's behind here.
Terry loved this space we made behind the big china cabinet right there. And it worked for what we needed at the time. But, you know, 2 feet of space to change just wasn't practical. Kids ended up with all their clothes all over the floor all the time. All right.
Whenever you and Cronin and Sons put up that guttering, I think I wanted to cry, really, because that meant what?
It meant we had water.
It meant that I didn't have to pray over for every storm. It means that I could use more than, we were using 5, 10, 15, 20. We were using 25 gallons a week before we got the rain catchment system. And 25 gallons a week is surely not enough to do much anything except cook and drink. And even still, we were rationed. It was really nice whenever we could go get a rainstorm with our rain catchment. And that meant shower day, remember?
Yeah, I remember shower day.
Yes.
Well, I really enjoyed watching that crew put up this. I like it went up in an hour. It was so quick they put it up. But they're professionals. That's what's cool about it. It gave us the opportunity to do things we couldn't do otherwise. And, you know, I wish we'd have done this before. And what you're looking at now is empty tanks. And what was cool was the next day, the very next day, it rained. And so you're fixing to see what happens in a day. And you can see this is just a 10 by 20 foot shed, and the other one's a 10 by 20 foot shed. Empty tanks. Each one of these tanks holds 275 gallon. And here in about 2 seconds, you'll see one night of rain, and voila! Look at all that water we got in one night. That's the little small tank. That's 275 gallons. We got about 100 gallons in each just in one night. Well, that's about 50 gallons in each.
We were so excited. I can remember you waking us up.
And I'm like, look,
and making everybody go outside to look at the water and see how much water we had.
It was awesome. It was definitely exciting. It was a little too late. We had already decided to sell our property, so
yeah.
The good thing is
we connected with the Cronins late. Right. Yeah.
Now this is we finally decided we were going to go ahead and start moving. And the first thing we needed to do was find a place to put some of our stuff. So we found a little storage place.
Which, by the way, is entirely too small for what we needed.
You'll see it. It was the only thing available.
We can only store the stuff to build our bathroom with. Like, it was really, we should have probably never even rented it.
I know. We had plenty of room in our big army tent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at this. This is half the size of our shed.
Our kids were really excited, though, because it actually meant that we were moving forward.
Yeah.
Because before then, they had not seen
evidence of us moving.
Right. I guess it's time to start moving. All right, here we go.
Whenever I opened our family shed and I saw that our kids had like freaking tore every box
They
and
totally trashed it.
Trashed it, man. This shed was the place where I kept our winter clothes, our deep freeze, you know, all of our stuff.
We had initially wanted to use it to store food, but we realized that we couldn't keep it cool enough to keep canned foods. It would have,
Yeah, it was exploding some stuff. It took us 3.5 hours to do this major job right here.
Yeah, okay, so the first video I did, I had actually sped it up to about 4 times speed, and then I've sped that 4 times up 20 times. So what you're seeing is about 3 hours of work in about 56 seconds.
What was really cool about this day was this was kind of the first day after my healing journey that I really got out and started working with the family.
Yeah, and then we started moving the other shed.
Oh my gosh, this is our little tiny house. And you would not believe.
We struggle with this fridge. It didn't take long to get in at all, but it was heck to get out.
Yeah, but the other thing is that when we started packing it up and like moving our clothes and our dishes and stuff, I just couldn't believe how many things we had to move out of 200 square feet. Like that was like, it took us just as long to pack up and move the contents out of the 200 square foot tiny house, just as long as it did for us to move the contents out of the 200 square foot family shed.
Yeah, I know. It was ridiculous. And
we look forward to the day when we have big teenagers.
I
Because
know,
our little
right?
teenagers, they try to be helpful, but they're not just quite as helpful as a 16-year-old boy with
right.
muscles, you know?
As you can see, I'm the one strapping everything down because he's not really having a lot of fun doing it. He helps a little bit, but he still struggles with, you know.
And it rained that day.
Yeah,
it was muddy.
We were worried it was going to get all over the place and everything we moved.
And we were going to get stuck.
Right.
And, oh, it was a mess, y'all.
Yeah, I think we carried this fridge around for a little while before we finally took it off and put it at the new place. That's all the food that was in the fridge. Yeah, that was such a mess, man. I don't know what he's talking about there, but Leah was videotaping, so anyway.
I love when our kids videotape each other, and we get to kind of see a new perspective of things that happen around the homestead, you know. And
but mostly it's them being naughty.
No, not always.
Well, no, not always, but, you know.
We were thankful. I was thankful for overcast because we knew that by the time August got here that it was going to be ripe and hot.
Right, it was ripe hot. You're right. It was very, like you can see, if you look at that shirt, it's already soaking wet, and I had just
But at
started
least
working.
it was overcast.
Right, it was overcast. I got to have a little fun. That's me being OCD with my straps. I didn't want them hanging all over. It's funny because by the end of this, I didn't really care if it was hanging out. I'm like, oh, what in the world is he doing to my paint? Anyway, I finally got it strapped. Today's the day.
What was it?
And finally, we're moving. As you can see, the air conditioner's out right there. We're fixing to pull the other air conditioner out right there. The electricity's already off. The pole, if you can see it, no wires coming out of the bottom. So we're moving. Join us.
This is the very last day of our contract with the new owner.
Right.
That means we had no other days past our purchase time. And we started at like 5:30 in the morning, right? Didn't you get up at 5:30 in the morning?
Yeah, I started. We'd emptied the yellow shed first the day before. Y'all just finished watching that video, and we were still emptying the red shed.
Because obviously we still had our bed and like our last minute.
Right. This
things.
was the 8th of August. It was the day that the guy was coming to move our shed, and we were waiting for him to come up, and we're emptying the red shed. We had some friends, our friends that helped us put the guttering up. They came help us unload
Cronin
too.
and Sons.
Right.
Yeah, we were so thankful for them.
Oh my God! If it hadn't been for them, I don't think we got off there that day.
I don't think we would have finished,
No,
honestly.
There's probably no way we could have finished. But yeah, they were very helpful, and we loved everything they did. It's cool. It looks like we're not doing anything. And, you know, look at Fremont. He's just standing there. It looks like he's not doing anything. But he's
Our
actually,
farm putt. Fremont the farm putt.
Fremont the farm putt. Yep, farm
Yeah.
putt.
It was really a really hard day for us.
my God.
John and I pushed really hard physically. Like for 7 days after that, My back hurt, his legs hurt. Like, we aren't young anymore, you know?
Like, you'll see why my legs hurt the next couple days.
And
after this is done, I had some more work to do to really get it ready for the new owner because he had some specific requests.
And here you'll see where the moving company, BCS Portable Storage Company, is coming to move both the buildings onto our new place. And it's really cool to watch him work because he does everything with hydraulic jacks. And
there it goes. It doesn't take long at all.
I told John it's really a neat little business to see him, how easy he does that. I was so discouraged though after he got him up on the shed and we saw all the things that had fallen under each building that we had to clean, like all the little papers. Remember, I had to go to my friend Jen's and get a leaf rake so that we could just rake it all up in one big pile.
Well, and it wasn't just that. It was like, I'm sure the chickens and the cats. I mean, we've had cats for a long time. We had 3 cats that we brought with us to the property, and we ended up, I don't know what happened to those 3 cats. I think the neighbor started feeding them. We were feeding them, but they just stopped coming to us. I guess the neighbor fed them more. But the cats drug a bunch of stuff under there. I found some dead stuff under there. You know.
Right about this time, I started throwing everything away and just throwing stuff on the trailer.
Right.
Because I was done. I was hot. Everybody was frustrated.
But we had a ton of stuff to do, and you'll see if we're done here in just a second. There's Mom sitting down. She's had... All right. We are off to our new place. Sheds are loaded. He's putting the machine on, and we're going. See you at the other place.
Here we are at the end of the day. Our final day.
Yeah, the very last day we're on the
and
woods.
And everything has already been moved.
Yeah, that's our kids. Our kids are running off into the woods to go get the stuff they left on there.
This is the last spot on the property that we have to clean.
Yeah, you see all the bags back there? That's all the trash we had.
And there was a part of me, John, that really wanted to be like super sad. Mm-hmm. But I was so tired.
I was exhausted.
And I was so dirty that I really couldn't give a rat's butt about anything except...
Getting to the end,
right?
Getting to the end. And this was the end. And Mom
it was hot.
She was encouraging me the whole way.
No, I was bitching. Don't
okay. I'm trying to be nice. She was giving me the evil eye. Hurry up. It's hot out here.
Oh, my gosh, y'all. It was so hot.
But this is cool.
So tired.
This is the process that Haas from Off Kilter Homestead, he...
Yeah, John looked like a beast moving those. I'm just going to tell you, if I ever thought my husband was sexy, it's at this moment when he looked like a beast. But it didn't last long because then he came up to me and I got a big whiff of him.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was pretty ranky. I wasn't smelling very good, so. But, you know.
Anyway, friends, here it is. Join us at the new place.
We are really excited about this new place. And that video's coming up real soon, so. Living in the woods in an almost off-grid situation was a truly humbling experience. And the luxuries that we enjoyed when we were living in suburban and urban areas, we never got over. We love y'all. Thanks for joining us. That was the year in the woods. Be blessed. Be a blessing.
Peace out, friends. Love you.